Okay guys, so let's have a look at test-driven development and what that is basically. So test-driven development is, or TDD, basically means that it's a practice of working as a software developer, and the idea is that you in order to write good quality software is that you design a test that you create before you start writing your code. And so you start off by thinking, okay, what is it that I want my code to do? And then you write some tests that are failing to start off with, and then you start working, and then you try to implement the code so that the test passes. That's the essence of how to actually do test-driven development. So in our lesson here, we see that we have two different test files. So let's start by running jest, and let's put that in watch mode. And then let's just do O so that we only run the stuff that is actually changing. And let's have a look at this test over here. So this is a basic jest test. So you start with a describe block, which is just going to describe, or basically this is how every jest test starts. This describe function is just a way for you to group a test or create a test suite. And then you have this it function where you put a description of what you are going to test basically. And then you, in the callback function, you simply do your testing. So this is going to be a very easy test. We're going to expect that true is equal to true. That's basically what's happening here. We do expect actual to equal expected. That's it. And if I now take if I just do something like I change this to false, for example, we can see that we have two failing tests. What's just happened is that these two files here, or sorry, no, this file here, this file that I just touched, it basically just identified that I have updated that testing file, and it's going to run the test. So what jest is now going to do is that jest is going to give you this little nice output here, and as you can see here that true is equal to true, and yeah, true is true, checks that true is true, and then you see a little bit of output here, and this is the important bit here. So the expected value was supposed to be true, but we received false, and then you get a little bit of an outline here where the issue is actually, where it's actually at. This report is I think it's a really nice little report here. So if I just return this value to true, I'll run it again, the whole thing runs, and like there's no difference, everything is working. Now there's another test file over here which is going to assert something different, which is going to check that true is equal to false. And this is a failing test, as we can imagine. It's yeah, true is not equal to false. Easy, simple as that. And if I change true, or rather I change false to true, and I save that, you can see that the test is now passing. And so if I just change basically anything, that's what I want to illustrate with this approach of testing. If I change anything about the test in watch mode, it's going to rerun the test that I'm touching. I can of course always just do all, for example, but as you can see we have a bunch of other lessons here which have failing tests, but we now have two passing tests. So if I do false and I do that, it's going to rerun all of my tests, and you see that that number of passing tests just went down by one. If I do true, the number goes up. And that's basically the essence of test-driven development. So you create this test and you assert that something is what you expect it to be, or that your implementation of something works in a certain way, and then your test runner is simply going to run all your tests and make sure that, hey, the thing that you're testing is actually, it's working the way that you expect it to work. And that's all there is to test-driven development, and this is a very nice way of working when you work as a professional developer. Hopefully this was useful to you, and I will see you in the next video.